Each time I start this, there's a little bit of a lag, so I gave it a few seconds there. Anyways, welcome back to Vichangry's Believe It or Not. I'm your host, Vichangry. This is my 7th episode, and it's just so exciting. I say that each time, but you guys don't even know. I never follow through with things that I start. So this is exciting that we are here on the 7th episode. Each time I get to do another episode, it feels like such a milestone for me. So that's why I'm always so excited to come on here and put out another episode. So for this episode, I'm going to be talking about why I'm 30 years old with no friends. This one's not really like paranormal or anything like that, but it is experiences that I've gone through. So I just wanted to kind of put it out there. And at the once I talk about my reasons why I don't have any friends, I did a quick little Google search on how people feel about friends or things like that. So I'll just talk shortly about that, not too much. And yeah, so stay tuned, and I hope you guys enjoy this 7th episode of Vichangry's Believe It or Not. So first thing we'll talk about is the news that's going on. This is the week of September 26th, 2021. In the past couple weeks, there have been Haitian immigrants lining up on the Texas border underneath some bridge. They went there because their president was recently overthrown by the military, and I guess just conditions there are pretty bad. So they fled here to the United States seeking help, and instead our own border patrol started to whip them with like these whips, and they were on horses, and they were being really brutal to them. And President Biden found out about this and put an end to the use of the whips. And also he said that there's going to be an investigation, and the people who were, doing this are going to be held accountable for their actions. So that's a good thing. Also, since the Border Patrol has backed off a little bit, the citizens in Texas have been able to help the Haitians a little bit by providing them with some food, some water, some snacks, and they've been giving them cardboard boxes so they can sleep on. And I just hope that it all gets situated soon, and we can figure out and they can figure out what's going to happen with everybody, because as of right now, it's pretty sad to see the videos of all the little kids and everybody just out there, not really knowing what to do. Okay, so with all of that being said, we'll just go ahead and get right into the episode. So growing up, I have always had friends. It's not like I was never able to make friends. In preschool, I had friends. In kindergarten, I had friends. Throughout elementary school, I had friends. Although, during those times, I feel like just being a young kid, you just kind of have friends naturally. There are those few kids who don't, which is unfortunate for them, but at that point, you're not really taking anything too serious. You just, have friends all around. So then, around elementary school is when I started to move a lot. I moved to Hawaii in the 5th grade, and I left some of my closest friends back home. When I lived in Hawaii, I had made some friends, and I just lost contact with them. When I left the island, I didn't get their names, I didn't get their phone numbers. There was no social media back in 2000. So unfortunately, I had lost contact with them. And then I had moved back home for about 6th grade. And by that point, my friends that I had were just moved on. They just completely forgot like who I was, or some of them were even like, okay, like she's back, like we don't really care about that. So I was just like, okay, well, forget you too then, you know what I mean? Like, just because I moved and came back isn't really a reason to not be somebody's friend anymore. So when I got into high school, I pretty much only had party friends. You know, the people that you would just basically go around, party with, drink, do whatever the heck you wanted. Not really good quality of people there. You know, they're not always the best type of friends to have, because all you guys really do together is just party, which is not really good or smart or anything for that age anyways. So I got my GED in 10th grade, and then I had a baby when I was 17. So that kind of put an end to my, you know, partying days, which put an end to most of the friends or people that I was hanging around. But during the time that I was out partying and stuff with these so-called friends, there were times where we would be at a party and there would be gunfire to break out, because I came from a really bad part of California. It's not like that bad, but there was definitely shootings and drive-bys like every weekend. So there's this time specifically I was out with a friend and gunfire broke out, and they took off without me, left me hiding in the bathroom, scared for my life. And I had to find my own way home by a complete stranger. So that right there just kind of let me know, okay, that person's not my friend. Another time I had drank basically a whole bottle of tequila and got belligerently blacked out drunk. Like, I pretty much could have had gotten alcohol poisoning that night. And the people that I was with stripped me naked, threw me in the bathtub, put random clothes on me, threw me in the front yard, sprayed me down with the water hose, and ended up just dropping me off at some other friend's house, who luckily, you know, they called my family and they took me to the hospital. But I kind of just realized then, you know, okay, those people aren't my friends. Like, what kind of people would just do that to you? And by this point, I just started to realize, you know, from the fact that I had moved and came back and those people weren't my friends, being left behind at parties, getting thrown around in people's front yard, I just started to realize, you know, most people that say they're your friends most likely aren't. So some of even my closest friends at that time have said to like have slept with my boyfriend at that time, which to this day I just feel like is the ultimate betrayal. If you can't trust your friends around your boyfriend or your husband, what are you even doing calling them your friends? You know what I'm saying? So by this point, I just started to kind of close in my friend group. You know, they say keep your circle small type of thing. So I tried that out, even just having a few friends here and there, which for a while was going good. You know, I would go to their baby showers, their weddings, their kids' birthday parties, you know, you name it. I was always there for them. And so it came time for my 21st birthday, which at that point I had just a few people in my life who I thought were my friends. And so I planned this dinner party at Applebee's, I think it was. And at the time I had a Facebook. I don't have a Facebook anymore. Again, this is one of the reasons why, is because I, I made a event on Facebook talking about my 21st birthday, and I invited these people who I have been there for. I've gone to their kids' parties. I've showed up for them for everything, okay? And I invited all of them on my Facebook, and most of the people said yes, they're coming. And the night of my 21st birthday party dinner, not one person who I invited showed up. I expected to have at least, some of these people were my friends since childhood, and they just didn't show up. They didn't call, they didn't say why, they didn't say anything. And at that point, I was completely double, and I don't want to be their friends anymore. So I unfriended everybody on Facebook. I deleted my Facebook, and I made the decision right then and there I was never going to talk to these people again. And I haven't, in case any of these people ever wondered why I stopped talking to you or stopped talking to them or anything like that, this whole ordeal about my birthday party is and was the main reason why I stopped talking to most of those people. I just couldn't believe that after everything that I have been through and gone through for these people, they couldn't show up for me at that point. So I was just like, okay, I'm not gonna talk to these people again. And on top of all these reasons, being left behind at parties, talked about, forgotten about, for some reason that whole birthday party thing just really got me. It might sound petty to some people, like, oh, you're not going to talk to people because I didn't show up to your party. And if you just can't understand that, then so be it. This is exactly why I don't talk to you. You know what I mean? I realize that life is more important than trying to please people and be their friend if they're not even going to show up and show out for you. So, I just couldn't really get past that. And some of these people, I did make an Instagram at some point because I deleted my Facebook. And at first I would follow, like, they found me, I found them, I don't know, and I would follow some of them, and they were just also really, like, show-offy. That's not a word here, it came up as spelled wrong, but they were just really show-offy with their success, with their kids. Oh, look what my kid can do, look what I'm doing, look at my husband, look at this, look at that. And honestly, I just couldn't stand to have that kind of stuff rubbed in my face by these people who I was already not really liking to begin with. Also, why are you gonna put so much of that out there when not everybody has the same. Basically, I wasn't in that time in my life. I wasn't in a spot in my life where I could just be showing off everything. Like, look at my great job, look at my great this, look at my great that. And all these people who I tried to at least, follow, see what they were doing, all they were doing is showing off what they had going on in their life. And I, at that point, decided I am not even going to follow these people anymore. Some of them to this day follow me on, like, Instagram and stuff, and I think I don't know why, honestly. I think they just kind of want to be nosy, see what I'm up to. And honestly, if I follow you back, there is somebody, I'm not going to mention any names here, but there's somebody who I follow, and honestly, you've never done me dirty, which is why I follow you, and you'll know who you are if you're watching this, and if I follow you. And honestly, I only follow like one person from that point in my life, everyone else just kind of, you know, they follow me or my family, and I just can't stand to follow them back. You know, I don't really care what they're up to. I don't care what their kids are up to. I don't care who they're married to. I don't care, because ultimately they don't care about me, you know? So my family still talks to most of my friends that I've had in the past, my childhood friends, and you know, that's okay. I don't hate them for that. I feel like, you know, if you knew somebody once before, you still just kind of want to keep it cordial, but there's just, for me, I just can't get past all of the things that these people have done or have did. You know, one of my friends' boyfriends at the time called me trying to, you know, come over or whatever, and I let them know and they just didn't believe me. Things like this are just like, whoa, dude, there's too much drama involved with having friends, you know? And it's kind of crazy, but each person that has ever been my friend, I will never forget individually what they have done to me to make me just not be their friend anymore. And I don't see myself coming around anytime soon. They've been out of my life for this long. Why on earth would I all of a sudden want them to be in my life again, you know? Let's see. And I can't remember the last time actually I had a friend. The last time I considered somebody my friend, honestly, was probably when I was a teenager. And I choose this for myself. You know, I'm done getting let down by people who I would consider a friend, because I consider myself a very loyal person. If I'm your friend, I'm your friend. If I say I'm going to go somewhere, I'm going to go somewhere. If I say I'm going to be there at a certain time, I'll be there. You know, most people are like, oh, sorry, couldn't make it. And they don't tell you till after the fact. And you're just kind of left like, what the heck, dude? You know, anyways. So I don't want it to get confused. There are people that I like, you know, and I can get along with, I can talk to. And it's, you know, mainly coworkers, people who I've worked around and we get along during the time that I work there. But honestly, I don't talk to any of those people. You know, everybody has my Instagram. Everybody knows me as Vichangry. Everybody has me on like Snapchat, and not one person, you know, checks in on me. How are you? How's your daughter? So sure, I may have gotten along with these people, but I would not consider them my friends. You know, we all have people that we get along with. It doesn't mean that they're your friend. So yeah, I will never, you know, make the mistake as to calling somebody my friend, just because I realize, I'm so sorry that this sounds like such a negative video, but this is just my personal opinions and feelings on friends and the friends that I've had. If you have friends and they're the greatest friends to you, then, you know, go for it. By all means, more power to you guys. But for me, I realized just having friends, all they basically do is they want you for something. They need a ride. They need to borrow money. They want your time, but they don't want to give you their time. They want you to show up to their parties, but they don't want to show up to yours. You know, most friends will talk to your boyfriend behind your back, and basically everything else in between is what I have personally learned about people. Like, basically all of their problems all of the sudden become your problems, but your problems don't become their problems. You know, they want to be like, oh my God, this and that, but when it comes to you needing them, they're like, whoa, dude, like, no. And also I realized like around this point, most people just want somebody to like drink with, somebody to go out to the bars with. And, you know, first of all, I don't drink anymore. I don't do any of that stuff anymore. And I don't know anybody who thinks like me, who has been through similar things as me. You know, I was haunted at a very young age. I've been around death a lot. I've met an alien. I've moved around a lot. I know things that, you know, just most normal people can't really comprehend. And I just don't feel comfortable, you know, even talking about these kinds of things with most people, because they think you're crazy. So it's like, why on earth would I even try to be somebody's friend who can't even relate to me remotely? Like, the most I relate with people is like, oh yeah, you have a kid, I have a kid. You have a husband, I have a husband. That's basically all I relate to with people. Nobody has like seen or been through half the things that I have. And I feel like if I were to tell them or anything like that, they would just think I'm crazy. And I wouldn't want anybody who's my friend thinking that I'm crazy. So yeah, I just basically simply choose to not have that in my life. It's not to say that, you know, as I get older and as I meet more people, that I'm not going to find a true friend. I'm open to the idea. I'm not completely shut off, but I just have my guard completely up, and it will never get taken down for anybody ever again. You know, you basically would have to prove yourself as a human being if I was going to consider you my friend. And I'm sorry, I guess you could say I have high standards for friends now. I'm not going to allow somebody to not show up for me, to lie to me, to all that stuff, you know. Recently even, I don't even want to call them my friend, but I had somebody who I thought was a friend. You know, we did so much together, blah, blah, blah. And I'm pretty sure there are some things that they know that they could tell me, and they just choose not to. And that was the last person that I had ever, this was even just a few years ago. And even that alone is just like, why, I kick myself in the foot. Like, why did I consider that person my friend? Like, when they clearly were hiding things from me, which friends don't do that. You know, I just want to let it be known that if you have friends and they're doing all this messed up things to you, or they're, you know, dating your ex-boyfriend, talking about you behind your back, not showing up to places that you invite them to, this person is not your friend. And, you know, you're better off at basically, even if you want to keep them in your life, just know that they're not your friend. You know, I'm not telling you to go be a loner or a loser, because that would just be bad advice for anybody. But if you're going to have people in your life, just make sure you really know that when it comes down to it, you know, are these people going to be there for you? If you were in a car accident and couldn't do things for yourself, who's going to be there for you? You know what I mean? That's kind of what you got to think about when you're choosing your friends, you know? I tend to also just relate more. When I was younger, I always related more to the older people. My mind has always just been a little bit ahead of the people my age. Some of my friends that I've gotten along with and related to the most were like 60-year-old crackheads who understood, you know, the earth and the planets, and would talk to me about aliens and things. And unfortunately, these are the people that I relate to the most, the people that most people would call crazy and weirdos and stuff like that. Those are the kind of people that I relate to. The people that are talking about things that you just can't comprehend and you're just like, oh my God, they're crazy. No, they're not. You know, most people talk about crazy things like I do because we've seen some stuff in our life, and most people just haven't, and that's not their fault, but I don't want to be your friend. I don't want to, you know, I don't want to be around you, basically. And basically, that kind of wraps up why I don't have any friends. You know, I won't really trust anybody to that degree again, which is not a bad thing. I even have people in my life right now who I don't completely trust. I was thinking about making another video about some other topic. I won't get too into it because it's has nothing really to do with this video, but anyways, there are people in my life right now who I, you know, don't 100% completely trust, who I know have done me wrong and dirty, and I just, at this point, I choose to let them stay in my life, but I know for a fact that they don't have my back, and I think as long as you know the difference, then you'll be okay. My problem was before I always thought these people had my back, and you know, it turns out they don't. So now if I choose to have you in my life, I already know that you most likely don't have my back and have done me dirty, and I just choose to have you in my life for my own personal reasons. And so I'll talk a little bit about the Google searches that I did about, I just typed in like, how do people feel about not having friends? And one of the things that kept popping up is that people say if you don't have any friends, you're a loner, you're weird, you're awkward, and something's wrong with you. Which, yeah, I could say all of those things are true. I'm weird, I'm awkward, and I'm pretty sure, yeah, there might be something wrong with me. But at the end of the day, I think it's the exact opposite. You know, I think you can choose to not have any friends because you know that there is something wrong with everybody, and people just choose to judge you and, you know, all that based on what's wrong with you. People don't like to look at what's wrong with them. They'll just be like, oh, her, she's crazy. She talks about aliens or this or that. And it's like, okay, well, what do you talk about? What do you think is acceptable? And, you know, so another thing that I saw that says, you know, maybe you chose the wrong friends. Maybe you're choosing the wrong people to be your friends, right? Well, how can every single person that I have chosen to be a friend done me wrong? So you mean to say every single person that I have ever chosen to be a friend was just a piece of crap? And it's like, so then where are these non-pieces of craps? Like, are they, you know, 1 in a million? I don't think that, you know, you're choosing the wrong friends. I think that people have the wrong idea about what being a friend is. People have the wrong idea about loyalty, about trust. And so I don't think we're choosing the wrong friends. I think that people are choosing to make bad decisions towards the people who they consider their friends. We all have the capability to be good and bad, right? You know, the little angel, the little devil on your shoulder. No matter who you meet, they're gonna have an angel and a demon, just period. And we're all able to make our own decisions. You're able to decide what you want to wear. You're able to decide what you're going to eat. So you are more than capable of deciding what kind of a person, not even just a friend, what kind of a person you're going to be. And if you're choosing to be a bad friend, a bad person, that just says a lot about you, you know, as a human. We're not here on this planet to stab each other in the back, to do each other dirty, to all these crazy things that people do to each other, are consciously making the decision to do that. And that's more disgusting than anything else that I can think of. If you're personally choosing to be a bad friend, to be a bad person, to not show up to somebody's birthday party, to, you know, not tell them something that you know that may or may not change their life. If you're choosing these things, I mean, you're just a piece of crap. I don't care who you are. You may think you're the best person on earth, whatever. We need to start making better decisions about how we go about being people's friends. You know, I can meet the best person in the world and they could still choose to do something wrong. So I don't necessarily think that we're choosing the wrong friends. Like I said, I think people are just choosing to make the wrong decisions, which is much worse because we all, you know, are capable of being great people and we just choose not to. So basically there were articles on both ends of the spectrum, like people who don't have friends are crazy. And then there was one like, if you don't have friends and they can admit that, people respect you, blah, blah, blah. It just doesn't matter at this point. Basically, it's up to you if you want to have friends or not. As for me, I choose not to, kind of good off that. And yeah, that's kind of it. I hope this explained to you guys a little bit as to why I'm a 30-year-old with no friends. I have my daughter and I have, you know, my family, and I just, maybe if I didn't have anybody, I would be more inclined to wanting to have friends. So I'm very grateful that I'm not in a situation where I'm just allowing anybody to be my friend and do whatever they want for me and I'm just not doing anything about it. I'm grateful that I don't, you know, have to be like that at this point in my life. And if you have friends, you know, like I said, that's good for you. I just would encourage you to just sit back and think, you know, are they providing anything great for your life? Do they believe in your goals? Are they lifting you up when you're down? Or are you just there doing that for them and not getting anything in return? You know, that's usually how a friendship works, at least in my experiences. I could have all just met pieces of crap. Maybe that is true, you know what I'm saying? But from what I've learned, no, everybody's a piece of crap, you know? Even me, I have my flaws. By no means am I saying I am a perfect person, but I'm very aware of the decisions that I make and how they're going to affect those around me. And if it's a bad thing, I will choose not to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's as simple as that. And if you don't have any friends, you know, like me, that's okay. You know, you don't have to feel bad. You don't have to feel like a loner or a loser, because at the end of the day, most people will just bring you down anyways. And I just hope that this video helped explain to the people who may be watching this, who are wondering why I'm no longer your friends. I hope this helped anybody who doesn't have any friends and, you know, feels kind of lonely. I hope this could help people who have a bunch of friends and they're all pieces of crap. You know, just know that no matter what situation you're in, you're not alone. There's people out there who actually care about other people, and someday, you know, like myself too, someday, you know, you'll find them and I'll find them, and it's just maybe not the right time. Maybe they're out there becoming better versions of themselves, and by the time you guys meet, it's gonna be a-okay. So yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead and wrap this video up here. I can go ahead and ramble on and on just about things, but I won't. As you can see, I got my little sweatshirt there. So I do want to mention, I hope you guys will check out my clothing line. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't really made a new design for the episodes that I've put out, the past like 2 ones. I'm sorry. But for this one, the No Friends one, maybe I will. I could do something fun, you know, like No Friend Gang, or, you know, something like that. Friends, who needs them? I don't know. So just you check that out. Sorry, I got excited there. But yeah, I'll leave the link in the description box. Like I said, it takes a little while for the video to upload and stuff. So as soon as everything's all good, I'll go ahead and put the description for my clothing line in the link to my clothing line in the description. Getting ahead of myself here. And also, please like this video if it's helped you in any way, or if you just liked to hear my rambling about why I don't have any friends. Or I guess you can dislike it if you didn't. That'd be kind of sad, but it's okay. At least I'll know how you feel. And then also, please leave me a comment if you have any questions, concerns, if you want to vent about your friends and how crappy they are. Trust me, I would love to hear about it, because then I would know I'm not the only one who's had crappy friends throughout my life. And lastly, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notifications, because like I said, I record these live and I would love to have you guys here as I'm recording these. And I do see you, whoever is here. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching me do this live. It's kind of nice, you know. I feel the love. I feel the love, and I appreciate it. Anybody who's watches my videos, even if you don't like them, even if you don't comment, even if you don't, just the fact that, you know, you guys are here to support me, it means a lot, especially after knowing how I feel about people and friends and stuff. It's a big step. It's a lot to support somebody, and I just appreciate it. So thank you so much for being here. And yeah, turn on the notifications so that way more and more people can be here and all that stuff. So yeah, anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you like this video, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.